Hi, I'm Mrs. Burtis. I've been a member of the counseling team for almost 4 years now, and I will now be your graduation project supervisor. So class of 2022, welcome to senior year. I am going to review your graduation project requirements and options, not changing anything from last year, but understand that an updated presentation is needed. Graduation project overview. So what is due now? What could you have done or need to do at this point? Join the Google Classroom if you still haven't. I did send out an invitation again last week to those who have not yet joined. I went through that list. So if you please check your email it'll be from Jacqueline Burtis, jburtis@pvsd.org. If for some reason you don't have that email, you can still join the classroom. The code is listed right there, YP46UEP. And I can make sure that you are all on the classroom. Once you're on the classroom, your next step, if you haven't yet done so, is to decide which graduation project format you are going to use. So your class still has a choice of using the traditional graduation project, which has a packet of information on the website, or doing a digital portfolio. I do want to point out that students who attend a multi-year program at the North Montco Technical Career Center, that they complete their grad project through those programs. However, this does not include the biotech or allied health program, since that's just senior year. Okay, so project options and requirements. The traditional project is a 24-hour documented requirement of either community service or a volunteer project, or a career-focused job shadow 24-hour experience. Or there may even be some that still followed a curriculum focus, so something you worked with a teacher on. With the traditional project, there's also a mock interview form requirement. You will write a paper about your experience, and then you will also do a presentation about your experience. Again, all of that paperwork is on the graduation project website, which I will show you how to get to in a second. The other option is a digital portfolio. This is something that we've introduced that can be a reflection of your 9th through 12th grade. In reality, we'd really like you to have started that earlier on in your high school so that you can just be adding to it each year. You would include following types of items: your academic information, so what courses you're taking, maybe why you've taken some of those, extracurricular involvement. So that can include things inside and outside of school, including any volunteering you've done, any community service projects you've participated in, athletic participation, any clubs or organizations, again, inside or outside of school. And that could include things like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, youth group or church involvement, or a lot of different things that you've been involved in the community or at school, and highlight those experiences. Also, it could include your employment. If you do have a job or are seeking a job, you can put the process of seeking a job into your digital portfolio. Or another example would be, I have someone who is looking to go into the military after graduation and asked if they could highlight that in their digital portfolio. So the process of that could also be included, but we really want you to include all those other pieces as well as best you can. Also a career piece, including some NAVIANCE evidence of maybe why you looked into a certain career or your results on a NAVIANCE quiz. And a resume. I know you all will be working on a resume at some point in 11th grade English class, so you want to upload that as well. And if you don't have a outside of school job yet, you can still make a resume on all the experiences that you've gained throughout your high school years. With the digital portfolio, there's also a presentation piece as well. And timelines and deadlines, things coming up. The traditional project, your proposal is due as soon as possible if it's not already been submitted. If you're planning to do a traditional project, please get in touch with me. I can send you just the proposal sheet, or you can pull it from the packet that is on the website. And then on December 1st, all of your paperwork must be submitted to me through the Google Classroom. So that would be the mock interview and your paper as well. Digital portfolio students, December 1st is the deadline for your project as well. Your completed portfolio should be submitted to the Google Classroom by December 1st. To be determined, actually this will be for both traditional and the digital portfolio, is going to be your presentation deadline and whether or not we will be able to hold that in person or if we will be doing that via video submission this year. Okay, so some sample digital portfolio projects exist currently on our website. There are some students that did different types of projects that we wanted to show you what kind of versatility there is in this project. And I'm going to show you how to get there. So you would go to the high school website. Once you're on the high school website, you can see it's been revamped. We do have tons of information on here. Since I have a second, I will just highlight that for you. After school bus, the highlights that go out every Friday from Dr. Moss, and lots of other great information events coming up. So for grad project, you will go under the academics tab, and you can see it is the third one down, graduation projects. Currently, there's still a video of Mrs. Colucci. I will be putting this one up as soon as possible. But you can see the graduation requirement, and you will earn 0.5 credits for completing your graduation project. Here are some of the examples on digital portfolios. I'm going to spend a few minutes just looking at them so that you have an idea of the bit of freedom that you have, but also the things that we want to see on every portfolio. So one of the first ones that piloted this program was Isabella Ewing, and she has a knack and a gift for photography and a huge interest in that area. So she decided to actually highlight that as her project and call it her digital capstone. She included a welcome, a description of the pictures that are available. And I will tell you that everyone has been doing their digital portfolio via Google Sites. It's pretty intuitive and we can figure it out and work with you on that easily since we have the Google package on your Chromebooks. So you can see some of her tabs. Talk about school. She broke that down into each school year. We'll just grab one to peek at. Junior year. Now she did paragraph form, kind of highlighted some of the lessons she learned that year, reported a research paper on her report card from that school year as well. This is something that she can use to gather a job. She may have also sent this to her colleges she was applying to. There's a benefit of the digital portfolio. If you do finish it in a timely fashion, it's something that you may be able to include and upload as part of your application to college. Now, extracurricular activities, she included the things she was involved in here at the high school and also volunteering that may have occurred outside of high school. So she talked about, wow, over 300 hours of volunteer time that she put in throughout high school. That's very impressive. Career. She does have a career tab that includes some interviews that she conducted. So she kind of went outside of NAVIANCE and did some research on her own and included career goals as well and how her career goals evolved from sophomore year to her junior year. Isabel also included her resume. And again, all of the photos she used, I believe, were her photos. So that was something else that she highlighted throughout her project. And yes, we have permission to share all of this information. So she has a really nice resume here, her education, some major achievements, the clubs she's been involved in, the volunteer work she's done, and additional skills. Okay. So that was one that focused on a specific area. And if we head back. Get out of hers quick here. Oh, just kidding. I went one too far. We can look at Gavin Burke, who kept his general. He was able to put some awesome pictures up on his portfolio, a little about me as an introduction, some pictures of things he's been involved in throughout high school. His school also included a breakdown of each grade. What I do like about his and appreciate about his is that if you kind of look at it from ninth grade, you can see he wrote his classes and activities. He was involved in one, soccer, and you can see his evolution through 10th, 11th, 12th grade. By this time, Gavin had some more. He was in soccer, and now 3 more. He became the class president and lead crew and a student section leader. So like I said, I think that's neat to see the evolution of where students were and where they've gotten to. Extracurricular activities are listed on their own page, some things that the student did outside of school. Awards received is another tab that you can add if that's applicable for you. Further education has to do with what are his plans. At the point that he did this, he already knew where he was going to college and what he'd be majoring in, and also put career goals for further after 4 years of college, what he might like to continue to do. And he also included his resume. Now, we would also like you to include something to say, how did you get to this conclusion of how this is what you want to major in or where you want to go? If there were experiences that led you toward that. Okay. So then Gavin placed his resume on this page as well. And I like to show you them. I know that you can see them yourself, but I do like to show you this just to point out, like I said, the variety of ways that you can accomplish this project and the different things that you can focus on and make it your own. Think of what is your purpose for your project. And also how can you learn from it and build your life moving forward from these experiences and gain insight by looking back at your NAVIANCE if you're still not sure what you think is a great fit for you. We also have Alexander Harris's. His is definitely different too. His is a little more informal, but he includes a lot of, you can see his humor and his personality come through on his. And he includes a lot of reflection throughout his life of high school times. So he talks about each year, how he kind of evolved. It's fun to see the pictures too. Things that he highlighted a portfolio he did in his programming class because that is where his passion lies, and included an argumentative essay as well. So he included some academic work. And then again, you kind of see some evolution by senior year. He included a journal and a writing compilation and an assignment that he received credit for. And these are some things that were happening in his life and that he was working on. His future, he talked about college, his dream job, and his plan. And how did he come across this plan? And his job related and the major he wants to have on campus. What's cool about that is then we can hop over to more and we can see how his resume and how his NAVIANCE played a part in his future goals. So he did show that his NAVIANCE assignments were created to show future readiness. And he covered most of that already within the site. And his first resume to his latest resume, he compared the two. And then he also has a special project and further information that he included on his site, how to contact him. So if he were to post this somewhere, even for a job in the future, he could tweak it and do that. Okay, I'm going to just quick review one more for you, since that is what we have on the site. Dylan Stevens, so one more. Now Dylan did his a little different as well because metal fabrication is his project, what he wants to do for a career and what he already has gained so much experience in. So his homepage has a picture of him doing that work. He has a welcome kind of there listed and about me, how he got into the work. And some pictures, some projects he has worked on. And he actually utilized Mr. Conley here to add fun and to his classroom and make a project that could as you can see, be shared with future high school students. The student also included job shadowing that they did to gain experience, learn more about the possible future career, and also where he gets some of his experience done with metal fabrication. And he also included his resume. So again, wanted to highlight the different routes that you can take. We may possibly have your presentation with your permission posted in the future, depending on how you decide to approach this project. But there are some pieces that we do want to make sure we include. And those are the pieces that I spoke about, including some parts of a career reflection or NAVIANCE work, kind of how you got to where you are right now or what you're planning to do to further figure that out. Pieces on community service and volunteering. Even if you went once and volunteered for 2 hours, that's still really important. We want to make sure that you mention that and have a chance to highlight that. Any extracurriculars you've been involved in, whether it's in school or out of school. Also your academics, kind of courses you've taken and why you took them and moving forward. And any work experience you have and your resume. And I do have that highlighted back on the presentation. So again, you're going to be using Google Sites to create your digital portfolio, and we are here to help you with that if needed. I am here to help you with that. And examples from last year we just reviewed, and we may be adding more as the year goes on and we get some more great projects. I'd like to use the remainder of this homeroom PM assembly to continue to work on your project or to begin work on your project if you haven't yet. Please feel free to reach out to me with any specific questions that you have. We can also set up a meeting to walk through what might work best for you to accomplish this. I'm at jburtis@pvsd.org. My office is also located right next to the library, across from the counseling center in the rotunda down by the main office area. Google Classroom code again, we will leave up for a little bit for those of you that have not joined. Again, please do so as soon as possible. I hope you have a wonderful senior year, and please be sure to take care of this so that we can get it accomplished by the December 1st deadline.